Once you get towards the end of Wolf Den, to the right will take you to the Falls Dam trailhead and the gravel road. To the left will take you up to Dutch John, and that's where we're headed today.
The majority of the Dutch John Trail is really going to be more of the same that you see all over Uwharrie. It's going to be these kind of hard-packed clay trails. They're going to be more difficult when wet. They'll have some moderate hills, and you're going to have a bunch of these speed humps that you're going to have to get over. This is a longer trail. It takes me about 45 minutes to get through the end, but there are a few more unique features on the Dutch John Trail. This is technically listed as a difficult trail, which I don't think it really is that difficult, but there are some sections, kind of like here, where you get a little more off-camber. But again, it's nothing that really gets too scary or anything. As long as you just kind of follow the trail, pretty much any vehicle should be fine. So here's an example of a section that is a little bit more rutted out. There's a couple big rocks, but it's just like on the Wolf Den Trail. Put your left tires on top of the rocks and you can crawl over them pretty easily. One of the unique features of the Dutch John Trail is going to be the many different stream crossings. Some of them have a bridge like the one I'm going across now, but there are several stream crossings that are not going to have a bridge where you will have to drive through the water. On a dry day like today, the water is really only 6 inches deep or so. There are a few rocks in the streams, but it's nothing really that big, nothing different from the rest of the trails. It may be difficult to see on camera, but this section of the trail is a little bit more off-camber to the left than say what you would get at Wolf Den or Slab Pile. Again, this is relatively speaking, so I guess technically this trail is more difficult, but it's really nothing scary or puts you in danger. There are a couple big rocks here, but you can really just stay to the right and go around most of them, or again use the same technique of put your left tires up on the big rocks to crawl over them. Here I'm approaching a downhill section that's a little bit difficult to see what the trail actually looked like from the vantage point of the driver's seat. You can go to the left or the right of this tree up here. Since I couldn't really see it that well, I just put my vehicle in park, opened the door, and looked down the hill before proceeding. Don't ever be afraid to pull over to the side or hike a section of the trail to scope it out before going down. It's better to be safe than sorry.
So this is one of the rocky hill climbs or rocky hill descents. It's really not that difficult, but it is definitely a little bit more rocky and a little more steep than some of the other trails, but it's really not too bad. Definitely more rocks to the right, but if you just stay to the left, it should be easy all the way down.
To the left of the guardrail here, you can see a bypass trail. That's technically an illegal bypass of the actual Dutch John Trail, and that's because the main trail used to be really badly washed out with deep ruts and some big ledges that you had to get over. As of August of 2020, when I was on this trip, the main trail was pretty much flattened out and there was really no obstacles in this section. But this section is the lead up to the iconic hill climb of Dutch John.
So once you get up that small hill climb, this is the iconic hill climb of Dutch John. At the bottom, a little rocky, but not too bad. It's pretty similar to Rocky Mountain Loop and any of the other trails here. The distinguishing feature is going to be the large walls of dirt on either side. Sometimes the ruts can get rutted out and can put you kind of tippy, kind of close to a wall, maybe too close for comfort, but we'll take a look. Lower half looks pretty easy. It's just another semi-steep hill climb. No deep ruts. You can start to see how the ruts are getting deeper. The mound of rock in between can be an issue for low clearance 4x4s. This is where you get a little bit more rocks. You can see it might put you a little more off camber, but this doesn't look too bad this season. So looking down, it doesn't look too bad. Moderately steep. Doesn't look too rutted out right now, but clearance still may be an issue. You might have to hug the side of the ruts and try and keep your tires up, or get skids and send it.
Once you make it up that hill climb, you're only a few minutes from where it reconnects back to Slab Pile and Rocky Mountain Loop. This is the same trail junction that I passed earlier in the video. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the backside of Daniel now because I've given you the navigational details to this trail in a previous video. The Daniel Trail is definitely the most difficult one at Uwharrie, but for the backside, if you want to bypass the obstacles, you can stick to the line all the way on the right. This is also where I was able to best test my General Grabber ATX tires, and I can definitely say that they performed awesome. They had great traction in the loose dirt and on the rock.